harmony. We still had it in the deep forest, but in the city that was a different matter. Power and wealth is a drug few can rid themselves of, and Bandoran, uncle of Thargoden, king, is a particularly extreme example of this. He is not alone in his prejudiced ways, and the Silvan people are slowly but inexorably falling into the category of lesser being. We were not pleased, and yet we had no leader to bring us together and fight for our lost place, our home, one that was claimed by the Alpine rulers of Eauare. It was an impossible situation that must eventually come to an end. The nature of that end was yet to be seen. We sit now upon the dawn of a new cycle. The woods are silent no more, for they are expectant, their song timid but clear all the same. The natives of the deep forest can sense it sometimes, and they talk now of change. At Thargoden's court, though, the elves do not speak of such things, for they are inconsequential. Instead, they talk of politics and trade, of foreign relations and diplomacy. The forest, you see, is their garden, something to be cared for so that they may sit and enjoy her bounties, and this is what separates them from the true Silvans. The forest is not their garden. It is their house, their home. Nothing else matters as much as this one thing, Arya's creation. The king, though, had heard the trees that day for the first time in many centuries, a sign, perhaps, that not all was lost. There was still a spark in the dying embers of Thargoden's soul, Aradan said, one that may become a flame should it be given kindling. The enemy has no ken of these things, though. It does not care for justice or awakenings. The Sand Lords become bolder, for their incursions are poorly contested, and they are encouraged. The deviants are still in their mountain dwellings, for winter lingers upon the land. But when spring returns, so too will they, and more will join them. For there will always be mortals who wish to be immortal. Eauare needed unity, needed a strong leader to push back the enemy and perhaps even vanquish it. But with the Alpine and Silvan people at odds, and a king who had yielded his will to grief, unity was but a dream shared by 4 elves who had dared devise a plan to change what seemed inevitable. They had set out to change history, and this was the dawn of their endeavor.